Hello everybody and welcome back to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel. I'm And More Bus Videos, otherwise known as And More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. And welcome to Totnes Bus Station in Westcountry version 3.03 with the lovely Transdev, the Harrogate Bus Company 1859, FJ58LTK and a C400. This vehicle started its life off with mainline, something that we've been focusing on recently with the Transdev Burnley repaint pack, and then moved across to Harrogate for the number 7 service between Harrogate, Wetherby and Leeds. At the time the service ran every 30 minutes. Nowadays it's been cut right back to run hourly. That is quite interesting because the service used to be quite busy when it was every 30 minutes. So what we're going to do in this video, with the blinds fully working as well, it really does look the part with the sort of the bolt out, the what do you call them? What do you call them? There we go, wheel nut markers. That's the one. We've got the nice wheel nut markers sticking out, the lovely livery itself, and starting off with all the lights on looks pretty cool. And we're going to be driving this on the 1B service. So the 1B is one of the two, the 1A and the 1B, and Totnes Town circular services. I believe the 1B goes round clockwise because I think the 1A is anti-clockwise. I presume it's that way around, but we'll find out. There we go, it didn't want to start at first then. The lovely supercharged 7. I do really like this livery. I remember when it first came out. It replaced the Renowns, that was rather sad. But I always thought when the livery was first done and it looked nice and clean, it really did look the part. And the problem is the roads that the 7 goes down can be quite muddy tracks. So the livery doesn't tend to stay this nice and shiny for long. But as I say, for now, it looks the part. And there we go. Oh no, we are the anti-clockwise. So the A goes round clockwise and the B goes round anti-clockwise. Okay, yeah. Everybody has their own different perspective on these things. Anyway, let's make a move round. Well, you know, I'd have done the A anti-clockwise, A for anti-clockwise, and the B is the clockwise circular if you want to go down the A and B road. But again, everyone's different. So I am driving the B7RLE Veling. It does seem like a rather large vehicle for this route. I mean, the last time I drove the route was in the Optare Solo, I believe. So it's definitely a size difference to that. But I just really fancied it. Just wanted to see how well it'd do in the hills, and all the talk that we've been doing recently of the Transdev vehicles made me want to have a little go in the Transdev Harrogate livery. It's been a while since I've been on one of these 7s. I used to go on them fairly regularly at one point because it was a really, really nice run. The only issue was with all the exciting vehicles they'd have on, they'd have the Renowns, then they'd have the old demonstrator B7 Eclipses, then you get the odd President 2709 lurking round, then you potentially get the odd Gemini. And you had to really plan your day out, especially back then when you didn't have any allocations. So you'd sort of see the buses that were passing you, and you'd have to go on that intel and what other people on the route would tell you to sort of make your assumption. I mean, back then as enthusiasts, we tended to stick together a little bit more when it came to spending a day riding around the buses, purely because if there was a few of us on the route, we could actually tell each other what was on it and where it was and what times it'll be back. So we used to actually find that was the best way to do it, and I think even without realising that's what we did. So as I say, it's all changed now. With bus times, we can all go on solo missions, find the bus that we won't go straight home again. There's none of this sort of having to wait around the bus station hoping for the best. We can quite literally time an entire trip for the specific bus, see it's out, go on it, and go home. So it has certainly all changed now, how we do it. But I remember on the 7s, we used to do a trip on the 7s as a group, and it was always a fun activity. But as I say, with how long the route was, you would have to sort of time it, because doing a full Leeds to Wetherby job was something daft like I think it was just over an hour. It were very, very long. So to sort of you had to plan it. If you wanted to do that, get a few buses in and sort of head back. You wanted to have a proper plan. So you just kind of hope that stuff would slot into certain places, so you'd get it really. And then you'd sometimes have to base your assumptions on what vehicles did the previous weeks as well. That was also a big help. So if you could plan based on a previous week, it really worked out quite nicely. So with these kind of things, you had to sometimes look at the allocations and base an assumption on them. I genuinely thought it was that first junction then. I just had a brain fuzz. So let's see if I have no idea where the lighting is at all. So I'm kind of just assuming where it is. Okay, so that's just do we not have the other? Oh, we have it on that side. Okay. I see the problem. That'll do. I just wish every single bus had the same zoom-in camera angle that was vehicle-centred. It would make life a lot easier. With each vehicle, you don't quite know what camera angles you're going to get. So easy to forget them. I tend to find the best ones, and the ones with the best camera angles are the Studio Polygon products. Purely because that zoom-in one that we've just done is actually sort of based on the centre of each vehicle. Work is done to match it up with the centre of each vehicle. That means that you can sort of get a better angle on the bus. And then you've got the other sort of pointy angle ones as well that aren't on the ground. Because I'm not a particular fan of how low it is. If it was a little bit higher, it'd be nice. But because it's like you pretty much you are the tarmac, it doesn't have the same feel about it. I do like these circulars. I think it provides a bit more functionality to Totnes. Something that it needed for quite a while, where we just needed... It didn't have to be anything like majorly big, because theoretically Totnes was the outstation. But having the odd service like this, or potentially a college route, or a contracted college route, or a school or something, just to provide the realism was quite good. Or even potentially a shopper service. So an old sort of every 30 minutes, every hour shuttle service to a Tesco or an Asda or a Morrison's supermarket. That would be quite cool. So do a school run or a college run, and then the bus whizzes back dead, does that till about 2 o'clock, and then does its college/school service in the afternoon. So just little things like that would be quite good. It doesn't take much for this bus to shout at me when I'm holding the brake like that. It's always so easy as well to forget just how fast the Veling goes. Because it does go very quick. As demonstrated there, it goes very quick, and the brakes are also nice and responsive. So they are going to be replacing the oldest B7RLE Eclipses on the Transdev network very soon. The Shuttle 662 ones are going to be making a move, presumably to scrap, although a few of you will say, well, they're refurbished inside, they look quite nice. Unfortunately, they are very old buses now. Compared to what else is on the network, those vehicles next year, if they make it to sort of January, February time, are pretty much 19 years old, and they're still operating a mainline service. The service, iconically, that they were new for, that shows just how good they are, but they are definitely tied vehicles now. They've had a small number of refurbishments during their time. They look absolutely nothing inside and out like they used to when they were new. And they've done the job. They did the job very, very well. And sometimes good stuff does come to an end, so... So they're going to be replacing them with Mercedes E-Citaros after the successful trial of them. The trial, I must argue, was hit and miss. Initially, they had a few teething issues with the vehicle, but once they solved the teething issues and the vehicle came back for its second stint with both Harrogate and I believe it did a little bit of Keighley on its second go-around, it was a bit more successful. And as a result, Transdev have ordered some. They've got them for the Shuttle 662, and all being well, they'll also be coming up for the airline services, so the A1, A2, and A3. I don't think anybody has rung the bell to get off yet. I've got a lot of people on the bus because we are the first working after 9:30, so that's rather understandable. However, I don't particularly seem to have that many people getting off. I'm going to take it as a compliment, but I'm pretty certain that The people from the town centre should have probably got off by now. Oh, something's gone wrong with the sounds. Something's gone wrong with the sounds on the bus. I've got a sound fault. That's I've got a sound fault. Oh dear. I've got a major sound fault. The sound has stopped functioning correctly. All the other buttons worked. The actual vehicle sounds just stopped working. I've never had that before. I imagine you cannot hear it the same that I can. It's just the vehicle has broken itself, but not in a fashion that I'm quite used to. Just sounds like rumbling. At least we're nearly at the end of the route, I suppose. Wasn't quite expecting this. Yeah, we'll just whiz it back in and we'll park it up and sign the bus off for the strangest defect I've had for a very long time in OMSI. The sound has stopped working. This is just the engine sound that's gone. Because all the other functions are sounding as normal. That slightly didn't sound right. Oh, there's a train! Oh wow! Oh wow! There's a HST! Oh wow! Okay, that's exciting. Look at that! Oh crikey, that's cool. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. Just get the bus back and get the vehicle back. Get the run done and then deal with it. Because this is definitely the vehicle's done it kind of job. Now let's see how this sounds. Absolutely silent. How helpful. Absolutely silent. Let's open it and have a little sound to it. Oh gosh, even the handbrake sound's going now. And the indicator has a little echo on it. Gosh, it just sounds dreadful. Ah! Oh my goodness. This is not a healthy bus. We're going to just have to, like, fake the fact that it's an engine fault. Just for the sake of my sanity a little bit. An engine / electric's fault. I was going to the wrong stand when I'm coming off one of these. See, it is quite good that I don't actually have to go out again, because I always go into the wrong stand. So there we go, with a slightly eventful end that involved me flooring it to try and get back to get rid of whatever dreadful thing has happened to the bus and the game. That was still a nice round with Transdev Harrogate 1859 on the 1B, proving just how nice and smooth the Veling pack can be. If you have enjoyed this video, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section. I'm slightly distracted because if you look at the top, there's clearly a line that's been made by a plane, but it's rotating. I've never seen it. I've never seen them do that before. It's rotating with the cloud. But anyway, subscribe to the And More Bus Videos channel for more content like this from the simulation section with videos twice a week, as well as an archive of around 6,000 backseat and engine-focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond. With buses, trams, trains and more, there's some fun on there for everyone with an additional 21 videos added per week. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Bye for now. Bye.